What's going on, my Nerd fams? Rescue back again with round 3 of that Top Cut Regional. I got surprised with a interesting Doflamingo player. She may have been Aussie. Pardon my terrible accent. But definitely very unorthodox. Someone who's just getting into the game. And interesting to see her round 3. She went X1, meaning she won one of her games when she told me she didn't really know what she was doing. But definitely played it differently. So go ahead and swing at me for 7. I take the life, but she's going in blind. No turn 1 Perona, no setup. Really just playing the game all willy-nilly. So go ahead and swing at her for 7. She takes it, bringing her down to 4. And this is when it just gets really weird, and you start to see the inexperience of another player when they do certain things that are kind of just weird, right? So usually when a Momonosuke is played, everyone's like, all right, we kill the Momo, you know? We're just going to kill the Momo. We're not going to let this deck get value and see a bunch of stuff. But she allows me to keep this Momo alive and other Momos, as you're going to continue to see. So playing a Hancock blocker for 3, swinging at me for 7, and I'm going to have to block, regardless of how improperly someone will unfortunately play Doflamingo. 7 is still a lot to have to deal with. So especially if I'm not seeing blockers or different ways to deal with that kind of stuff. So go ahead, search for Momo, activate main, after swinging at leader for 5, try to force the block here or something out of hand. She uses a Virgo to counter out, and I'm going to go ahead, activate main, and we're going to just play the either the Okiku or the double crit Yamato. So really big value there for me, and then another Momo, knowing that she'd probably try and kill my Momo, but here's when the strange misplays happen. But she does get a nasty board, and honestly, this game could have gone the other way if I didn't search 12 times with a Momo. So we put her at 7 Dawn. It's her turn. She's really thinking on what is the best play. I think she's reading her cards, and she slaps down Doffy 7, just saying, yeah, that's cute that you play that card that turn. Get it back to your hand, and swings at my leader for 5. So counter for 1 using the 2-cost killer. But we have the Momo, and the Momo was saved. So we're at 8 Dawn here, and we can just easily double Momo search because we're no longer getting those cheap -1 plays on the big bodies that we could play, whether it be Okiku for 2 or the Yamato for 3. So go ahead, just search, looking for an Odin, but we find an Okiku. I decided to go to Raizo because I want to see cards, and I feel like she's playing strange, so we're going to play the long game here. And go ahead, pay 3 to play the Raizo, pay another 1, I believe, to search with another Momo. She's leaving my son alone. Most people don't leave the son alone, so we grab the Momo, and I think I'm feeling spicy, so we're going to search again with this 3rd Momo. Now, usually this means this Momo dies, and there you go, I found the Odin, which is my game winner and my sealer, especially against Doffy. If they're not going fast enough to hurt me fast enough, I'm clearing board with that Odin, and it gets really annoying for them to deal with. Not as bad as the 8-cost kid, though. So passing it back to her, she's on her 9 Dawn turn. She has the 7 Doffy out, as well as a blocker, and can easily just Mihawk something off the board if she wanted to. But, as I said, very unorthodox player, and just keep throwing me for loops here. So she plays the Alvita for 2, not using it as counter, but as a way to get rid of my Momos, I guess. And ask how many cards I have in hand, and as you see after a triple search, your boy's going to have like 9 cards in hand. Take a life, going down to 3, because 7k is a lot, still leaving the Momos alone. Plays a law blocker, and that's when it gets a little interesting for me. So she's going to go in blind again, hoping to go ahead and hit the Warlord off the top, so we need for 7. I'm like, nah, I'm not taking that 7k. So 2k counter Apu, and then a 1k counter Yamato on a hand, and she just plays another blocker. So 3 big blockers on the board, or big, I mean 3 little annoying weenie blockers on the board that I have to try to clear. But the Momos didn't die, so we go ahead, top 5 search, grab a Neko to probably rest the blocker and swing into it. We're going to go ahead, 5 into leader, which procs a draw. So there's another card added to hand. She combos out of Pacifista, go another 5, trying to force either a block or her to take that life. We're going to go ahead and slap down the Odin and pass. Willingly, knowing that I have a bunch of 2k counters in hand and that she's not going to kill me this turn. Unless she decided to really just pump up, swing, which could go really bad for me real fast. But again, Doffy's really hard to pilot, and I think she just play for fun. So passing over back to her. Now she's on her 10 Dawn turn, just probably asking a bunch of questions about what my cards do. And here we go. She swings at me for 8, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, that's cool. That's a lot of card. That's a lot. That's a lot of counter power to have to use. I have no blockers on the board, so take that going down to 2. She's at 3 life. Honestly, she's kind of in the driver's seat. Like, if she played this the right way, like maybe use my entire hand, just swingy, swingy, swing, and that's 8 to my later, and she hits and plays the boa. And just have to remind her that you can only have 5 costs on the board, or 5 cards on the board. So she goes ahead and sacks the law blocker, which is interesting. I think she just wants to be able to get rid of that Momo, bounce it back to the bottom of my deck, which she honestly should have just been killing. But nonetheless, if you were able to stick through this video, you're going to see a very interesting way to beat someone. And honestly, I think this just speaks to how good the One Piece card game is in bringing new people into the game and making it accessible for people who aren't as, quote, competitive as I would say I am, coming from Dragon Ball, competing in Nats and trying to win a national championship. She just clears the Raizo for whatever reason, and then just go ahead and counter out of that. So it's going to pass back to me. She has no dot open, and we're just going to clear this board. We're going to search 3 times again with Momo, add a bunch of cards to hand. But like what I'm saying, the game is very accessible to new players, with a very simple mechanic, a very good foundation, and which can eventually get convoluted down the line if they decide to do so, and allow for a bunch of tech and real creative deck building. Which I think we're going to see in set 4 if you see all those dual color leaders coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So again, we're just searching, grabbing stuff. We're going to search, grab a bunch of Toki blockers probably. Really just solidifying my ability to not die here. That or counter power. We're going to go ahead and play another Neko to rest the blocker. And I think I'm just going to clear the Doffy first to make sure that I don't get punished for my honestly careless play. So clear the Doffy. We're going to pay 1, search with another Momo. I think I grab a Paradise. Nope. I'm going to go ahead and grab Toki. And we're going to establish 2 Toki blockers by sacrificing 2 Momos and playing the Tokis to make sure that my Odin does not die here. So, pass it back to her. She has like 5 cards in hand. And I believe either a Mihawk or a Croc comes down here, which is a strange decision on her part. There you go, Gecko Moria, which is a big dude. I hate having to deal with Gecko Moria when playing against really seasoned Doflamingo players. Puts a lot of pressure onto me. And there she goes. She finally decides to kill the last Momonosuke after I've searched 12 times already in this in this match. And if you were able to stay through this entire match, I wanted to post all the videos, not just the good matches. So appreciate you for hanging in there and enjoying the interesting content that was going on here. So she goes ahead and tries to swing at me, and I just go ahead and block with the Toki. 3 Dawn open, I believe, or 2 Dawn open. We're going to go ahead and just start trying to poke at her for life and hopefully do the final damages. So she goes down to 2. We're going to swing at the Boa, get the extra blocker off the board. Paying 4 to rest a blocker. And I should have just rested the Moria and cleared the Moria, but I don't know what I was thinking here. I figured I'm so confused as to how the heck this happened. And I got into this position with a very janky Doflamingo player. So she's going to go ahead and bounce back probably my Toki if she wanted to. But she just counters out so that she doesn't take that damage from the Odin swing. I'm going to go ahead, untap, and go ahead 9 again with Odin. And she'll take that, going down to 1 life. I'll establish another Toki blocker, well, 2 more, just to make sure that no damage is coming into that Odin or me, and this pretty much solidifies me the game, no matter what they do, or what she does, because dropping 9 to bottom deck something on the board right now is pretty bad for her. She's going to go ahead and swing 6 on my leader. I have all the cards in the world right now. Go up to 7, and she's pretty much checkmated right now. There's no way she's gonna come back from this with a potential 5, 6, and then 2 13k swings, regardless of how we play it. Or we can go just 999, right? We go quad 9s, and that's pretty much game. So with 3 cards open, she plays, or with 3 non-open, she'll play the Croc, swing at me for 5. Easy counter for me, and we're passing, and this is the kill turn. So 2 blockers in hit, or 2 blockers on the board. She has to be able to survive 4 swings. So we'll swing for 5, and I force a little weenie block. Perfect. We'll swing for 5 again, I think. Yeah, swing for 5 again with the Neko to force another weenie block, and now we're just going to commit with Odin. So, unless, wow, I'm cheeky. We'll go 7 with Yamato, force something out of hand here, and she'll take it. We'll pump Odin to a 12k, swing for 12 at leader, and here comes the Deathwing, I believe, and she's just going to go ahead and concede after that, because there's no way she's going to survive the other 12k swing. And Kinemon takes it against Doffy, which actually isn't as great a matchup as this video showed. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.